بكم أعزائي المشاهدين وحلقة جديدة من برنامجكم المفضل بوليوود 100%. حلقتنا النهاردة هي حلقة خاصة جدا لتغطية فعاليات زي سيني أوورد لعام 2016 وتحديدا من الهند، وتحديدا كمان برضو اكتر من مومباي موطن بوليوود. غير بقى ان انا قاعده في اوتيل جنب بيت شاروخان كده. انا عارفه ان في ناس قاعده دلوقتي بتتفرج على البرنامج وبتحسدني، بس معلش اوعدكم ان شاء الله ان انا هجيبه لكم قريب على دبي، وبنتمنى ان احنا نشوفه كمان هنا في الهند. خلينا نبتدي حلقتنا النهارده واعرفكم شويه عن الهند الجميله. طبعا كلنا عارفين ان مومباي هي اكتر مدينه مشهوره هنا في الهند. اكيد طبعا كلنا عارفين هي ليه مشهوره بصناعه السينما الهنديه. يعني مش بعيد واحنا بنصور حلقه النهارده نلاقي سلمان خان معدي او شاروخان معدي من الناحيه الثانيه. غير ان هي مشهوره بصناعه السينما، هي ايضا مشهوره بنواديها، باماكن التسوق، كمان مشهوره بفنون الطهي الراقيه. المدينه كمان برضو معروفه بفنونها المعماريه، من كهوف الفانتا الى مسجد حاجي علي. مشاهدينا الاعزاء، خلينا نروح ونشوف المرشحين لجائزه افضل ممثل لزي سيني اوورد لعام 2016.
المرشحون لجائزه افضل ممثل: رانفير سينغ عن فيلم باجيراو مستاني، سلمان خان عن فيلم باجرانجي بهايجان، رامبير كابور عن فيلم تاماشا، فارون دهاوان عن فيلم بدلابور، أكشي كومار عن فيلم بيبي، أجي ديفغان عن فيلم دريشيام.
مشاهدينا الاعزاء، فاصل قصير ونرجع لكم، خليكم معانا. طبعا كلنا عارفين ان الهند مشهوره بانتاجاتها السينمائيه، وفي ناس كتير من جميع انحاء العالم وشباب موهوبين كمان بيتمنوا ان هم يجوا ويعيشوا في الهند ويبقوا نجوم من نجوم بوليوود. هي من المغرب ومعجبه كتير بشاروخان، وبتتكلم العربيه والانجليزيه والهنديه كمان، وهي موجوده في الهند علشان تضع بصمتها وتبقى نجمة من نجوم بوليوود. وأنا من لقائي معاها امبارح متأكدة تأكيد تام إن هي إن شاء الله في يوم من الأيام هتبقى نجمة من نجوم بوليوود، إنها النجمة الجميلة نورة فتحي. إيه رأيكم بمشاهدة لقائنا معها هنا في الهند؟ وأول لقاء هيكون معانا في الهند مع الممثلة الجميلة والمتألقة دايما، واللي إن شاء الله هيكون ليها دور كبير وتفوق كبير في السينما الهندية، النجمة الجميلة نورة فتحي. وهي على فكرة من المغرب بس بتتكلم هندي أحسن من هندي. نورة مشرفانا ومنورانا في الهند.
شكرا كثير.
So you want us to continue in Arabic or in English?
على كيفك والله، English عربي.
So we go for English?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Well, go ahead. So first of all, we would love to welcome you here in our program 100% Bollywood on the Aflam.
Thank you.
My pleasure first of all, and my TV.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Same for me. So we would love to know how all this started. Just tell us a little bit about your great journey with India.
Well, I'm sure everybody wants to know because
Yeah, everyone.
It's very random how I can end up here, but it's obviously destined for me. I just woke up one day. I'm from Canada, Toronto. I'm born and raised there, and I had just graduated high school, and I went into university, and I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I'm a very studious girl. I love studies, and when I was in school, I did my best, and I always graduated with the highest marks. But I wanted to do something where I was more happy, and I was more happy in performance and arts and acting and dancing and theater. That was my space, and I always incorporated that in school. I was a good student, but I always was the first one. I was always the first one to perform on stage and to dance and like to do
and go to
auditions and and people thought I was wasting my time. But when I entered university, I decided that I need to figure this out. How can I do this? In Canada, we don't have a market for this. If anybody wants to act or do anything in the arts, they have to go to LA. And for me, I wasn't really keen on Hollywood movies, and I didn't connect to Hollywood movies much. I think Arabs connect to Bollywood films more because we're grown up to watching it. We have the love for people like Shah Rukh Khan and Madhuri Dixit and Kajol. We grew up watching them, and that is what all my family members watched. Nobody watched Hollywood films in Maghreb. When I used to go meet my family, my grandparents, they'd put Duzem on, which is a Moroccan channel, and they'd have Shah Rukh Khan films dubbed in Arabic.
Yeah, and
so
Amitabh Bachchan, you know,
yeah.
I grew up and I saw Akbar on TV and I was like, oh wow, this is
See, there
really
you
cool.
go.
I used to sleep with hearing the voice of Indian movies.
Wow.
My grandma, she used to put me in her lap and I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. So me too, I also
So
grew
there's
up.
a connect there, and I had that connect. And my friend circle in Canada, I had a lot of Somali and Kenyan friends who are very dear friends of me today too. They grew up watching Hindi films and they still watch Hindi films. So I was around that all the time. But I didn't decide at that time that, oh, I want to go to India and pursue a career. It sounded impossible to me. First, India is on the other side of the world. Canada's here, India's here, so I'm like, no. Then I realized that my first steps should just be call an agency in Toronto, meet them, sign up with them, and see what you can do from there. I was not a model. I didn't have a portfolio, so I went empty-handed to an agent in Canada called Orange Models, and it was owned by a Pakistani guy. And he was like, wow, yes, let's sign you up. And he was very excited. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have a portfolio. He's like, who cares? We'll figure something out. So I signed the contract. And a few days later, he calls me. He said, listen, I've sent whatever pictures you had. And there's an agency in India. And they really like you. And they want you to come. It just happened that it was summertime. And I didn't have school. So I said, OK, I'll go. Like, I didn't even think twice. I just said, OK, I'll go. He said, are you sure? I said, yeah, let's just do this. I'll go for 3 months and come back. So it was an international modeling contract. 2 weeks later, I packed my bags and I was heading to India. And I didn't know where I was like going. I didn't know anybody in Bombay. I didn't even know Hindi.
You just came all on your own.
Just like that.
So when did you say to yourself, like, you know what, Noura, you should be shining and be a superstar? I want to be a superstar. When this all came?
When I did my first commercial.
After Dove. You're like,
Khalas,
I'm a super.
I'm here now, this is me, because it was such a glamorous ad, and you know, the hair looked so nice.
Yeah,
it wasn't my hair, it was fake hair, by the way. Yeah. And I said, wow, I like that feeling that I'm on screen, وعالم بيشوفوا إنه I'm on TV. And it was like such a nice feeling, and I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted to do.
How did you get your first role, and how was your feeling, Yani, when they called you like, Noura, you are going to be with us in this film?
Actually, it wasn't that easy, and it wasn't that fun. Actually, I knew somebody here who knew the director who was casting for a film called Roar, Tigers of the Sundarban. That film was with newcomers. The director is very famous here because he was an old actor. His name is Kamal Sadana, and he comes from a film background. The producer was new, but he had a lot of money to pump into the movie, so it was a high-budget film. They had already casted everybody in the film. It's an ensemble cast, and they had one more girl left they wanted to cast who looks Parsi and who can do action and is flexible. Now, when a guy I knew heard that they were casting, he took me to meet them. And I was still learning Hindi, so I couldn't have a conversation with someone in Hindi. I could understand them, but I couldn't have a conversation. And they said, can you speak Hindi? And I was like, I'm learning. They're like, oh, okay, well, can you audition in English? They let me audition in English, and he said, okay, done. That's it, you're in. I said, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I showed him a clip of mine dancing where I was very flexible doing the splits and all that. And he's like, we want someone flexible to do action and fly kicks and without a stunt double. I said, yeah, I'll do it. And you know when you want something really bad, you just say yes to everything. Yes. So he's like, can you do fly kicks? I'm like, yeah. He's like, can you do action sequences? I said, yeah. He's like, without a stunt double, can you jump from a tree? I said, yeah, of course, I can do everything. You know, and then he's like, are you sure? I said, yes, I don't need a stunt double, I want to do it by myself. He's like, okay, it's not safe, but we're going to be living in a jungle for 40 days without internet, without phone.
Yeah, you remind me of Ahmed Isa'a in Africano. Yeah, because he accepted all this way he said in the interview.
He's like, we're going to be out in the middle of Sundarban for 40 days. Are you okay with that? I said, yeah. He's like, okay. I said, let's just do this. I went home, I'm like, oh shit. Really I don't know if I can do this, but let's see, whatever I have to do. So, yeah, and then when we went on board, it was very difficult. We were in the jungle for 40 days. I had no phone, no TV, no connection with anybody. The way we showered was so difficult. The food, it was we sacrificed everything for that film, and we were all newcomers, so everybody was on the same level. That, you know, who cares? We don't need food, we don't need luxury, we don't need a bed. Let's just shoot this film, you know.
Yeah.
I had a lot of injuries from the film because my character did a lot of action sequences, but I'm so happy because whenever I do something, I do my 500%, and I never complain, and that was a blessing. When I did that film, after that I decided that I need to do another one, so I made sure that I was very, very focused. So after that, I finished shooting, I came back to Bombay from Sundarban, and I signed my next film.
So if you got a chance to work with one of three, let's say Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and Amir Khan.
Oh, yeah.
Which one? But you have to pick one person.
Shah Rukh Khan, yeah.
Yeah?
Because I know everybody in Maghreb would go crazy. Like, oh my God!
Oh my God, did you?
So I'm like, yeah, this is Shah Rukh.
Dancing is one of many skills, okay, so, but who do you consider the best dancer in Bollywood?
In Bollywood, I would say Helen. Helen is the best. I follow everything she does. She's a cabaret dancer, but her movements are so fluid, so beautiful. It's so nice to watch her. You can throw her and say dance, and she can dance all day. She doesn't need a choreographer, she doesn't need background dancers, she doesn't need anything. She's something else, you know. And I watch all her things, and I learn my stuff from her. But I must say, one of the reasons why I'm here today is because of Madhuri Dixit. And when I was a teenager, I used to watch all her stuff. Do you remember the film Devdas?
Oh, definitely. Oh, come on.
Okay,
it's my
so
favorite.
I would watch all her stuff on YouTube.
Khan, he died because I was so young, so I believed. I was like, no way.
Did
I
you
was
believe
crying.
it?
Like, my mom said, you know, if I die, you would never cry on me the way you cry on Charlotte. Hallelujah.
Oh my God, yeah, no, that was,
yeah.
For me, that film Devdas brought me here because when I decided I'll come to India, I thought of Devdas, I thought of Madhuri, I thought of like all that beautiful costumes and the dancing and the facial expression she does. And when I was in high school, I used to perform in school. We used to have Indian Heritage Month, and we'd perform an Indian dance, and I'd always get all the girls together and teach them a dance, and then we'd perform in front of our school. And for me, I didn't know Hindi at that time, but I had to learn the facial expressions and the movement. I used to watch Madhuri.
Did you meet her yet?
I did.
Oh, you did meet her.
Oh,
did you tell her about all this?
I said to her, Madhuri, I would die for you. I said, I love you so much. I'm obsessed with you. I said, because of you, I learned how to dance and to do facial expressions and to connect with music. And I said to her that all my Somalian friends back home will die for you. And she's like, wow. I said, yes.
So there is any future plans for movies coming soon?
There's a film releasing this year. I play the lead. It's called My Birthday Song. It's a psychological thriller opposite Sanjay Suri, who is a respected actor here. He does a lot of indie films. He takes acting very seriously, and he's very respected here. The producer is O'Near, and the director is Samir Soni. Samir Soni is actually a TV actor. He does some films. He's also very respected here, and this is his first film as a director. Mm-hmm. It's a nice film. It's a very trippy film. It's something like you don't know what's real and you don't know what's fake in the film. Mm-hmm. So something which might seem like a dream is actually real, and something which seems real is actually a dream in the film. So it's a trippy movie. Yeah, it's a trippy film.
And you're the psycho one. You're the crazy one in the movie. I think so. Oh, you can tell me. Okay, we'll keep it for later. We'll keep it for later.
Yes, it's releasing this year.
Okay, so I want you to say an advice from a beautiful young Arabic lady, and she came here in Bollywood and she started all on herself. She believed in herself. A message to all the girls that they would love to come here.
Taban, I know that there's a lot of people who are interested in Bollywood. They don't know how to go ahead. My advice is that if you want to do anything, whether it's Bollywood, whether it's Arabic, whatever, it doesn't even have to be films, it could be anything. You have to be fearless. You have to take the first step. There will be a lot of people who will let you down and who will try to stop you, but you don't listen to that. If you feel inside in your gut feeling you want to do something, you need to do it without any fear and without any hesitation. And when you decide to do something, you make sure you put your 500%, and you make sure that you really focus, and don't take any shortcuts, and work really hard. And if you do, then you're destined to reach there. But without any shortcuts. And yeah, just try your best, and if you have a dream, just follow your dream. Don't give up. Don't give up no matter what. There will be so many hurdles and so many people who will come in your way, and so many disadvantages, but don't let that let you down. Just learn from that and move on forward. And if you're meant to do something, you will do it, whether I like it or whether you like it or whether anybody likes it. لو مكتوب راح يصير طبعا.
مشاهدينا الأعزاء، خلينا نروح ونشوف المرشحين لجائزة أفضل ممثلة لزي سيني أوورد لعام 2016.
المرشحات لجائزة أفضل ممثلة: ديبيكا بادوكون عن فيلم بيكو، ديبيكا بادوكون عن فيلم باجيرا ومستاني، بريانكا تشوبرا عن فيلم ديل دراكنيدو، بريانكا تشوبرا عن فيلم باجيرا ومستاني، كانغانا راناوت عن فيلم تانو ويدز مانو ريتيرنز، أنوشكا شارما عن فيلم NH10.
مشاهدينا الأعزاء، فاصل قصير ونرجع لكم للجزء الأخير من حلقة النهاردة. طبعا خلال تواجدنا هنا في الهند وتحديدا في مومباي قابلنا كتير نجوم مفضلين عندكم. خلينا نروح ونشوف اللقاء الثاني اللي انا محضرها لكم لحلقه النهارده. ومعانا دلوقتي النجم الهندي الجميل والوسيم وصاحب الطله الجميله والوسيمه برضو، النجم فيفيك أوبروي. We are so happy to have you here with us on the Aflam.
The pleasure is mine.
My Arabic sounds good?
It was beautiful. I was just going to comment on that. It sounds so nice. It sounds like poetry. I'm a big fan of Rumi, Mevlana. Rumi, the poet.
The Rumi,
Rumi,
yeah.
the poet. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his work. I read his poetry all the time. So when you speak in Arabic like that, with that flow, it just sounds so beautiful, so romantic.
Do you know how to speak Arabic?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Except for Habibi.
Habibi.
And,
we all Habibi.
And Yalla, Yalla, Yalla.
Yalla, Yalla. I will teach you a few words in the end of the interview. So, first of all, we don't need any introduction about you. We would love to know about your great journey. Just a little bit. Torah.
Oh, that's good.
See,
good
I'm learning.
So I started my career in 2002. And my father has been a very respected movie star for almost 40 years now. And when I came into the industry, I didn't want to come in because my father was a movie star and that's how I got in. I wanted to find my own way, and that's the reason why normally in Bollywood, star sons are launched by their fathers.
Yeah.
And my father wanted to launch me, and I requested him with respect. I said that I want to struggle. And he says, that's crazy. You know, I'm setting up a project for you. I'm going to launch you in a big way. Why do you want to struggle? I was like, no, I want to do it my way. I want to do it on my own steam and, you know, on my own talent and earn my respect for that. And I wanted to be respected by my own father. You know, he's my hero. And he came on his own with no help, just on his pure talent. And I wanted to follow his path.
You just wanted to taste the struggle.
And I struggled. It was very difficult. It was easy saying it. Being noble was easy. Living noble was difficult. Because for a year without using his name, I struggled in all the film offices. And people would just reject you or make you wait outside for 8 hours.
But what about the name? But you go register with your name.
Yeah, but I didn't use my second name. I didn't use my family name. I just went as Vivek.
That was really hard struggle. Okay.
And it was very difficult struggle, but then after a year and something, I got a chance, and I got a film company, which became a big success, and I won lots of awards for it. And then I did a love story called Satya, and that became a big success. And then one after the other, I did now I think 37, 38 films.
MashaAllah.
And by the grace of God, he's been very kind. So I've earned a lot of respect, made my own name. And it gives my father pride and gives me a sense of satisfaction like a good son when I see him feeling proud when I win an award, him feeling proud when people say that's Vivek Oberoi's father, you know, because all my life I was Suresh Oberoi's son.
Okay.
It was the other way around. So I think for me, that's the beauty of what I feel I have earned with my hard work.
And how do you choose your own movie, and how do you prepare for it? Are you picky about choosing movies?
Yeah, I am actually. Sometimes I don't do a film for a whole year. Sometimes I do a lot of business.
You just disappear and then you come. You disappear and then you come.
I do a lot of business, and because of that, it keeps me very busy. It's great doing a lot of work and enjoying the movies I do. I have 2 films coming out this year. I start my own production house this year, so I'm producing movies, and it's very exciting.
Very nice. So the thing is, you have done a lot of movies. You have done the comedy, mashallah. You have done the drama, action, romance.
I like to do it all.
Out of all this, what is very dear for you? What you always like to be, like more drama, more action?
You know, for me,
more
it's
evil kind of movie.
You know, for me, it's like a flirtation, right?
Yeah.
And like Arab men, right? They see a beautiful girl and they start flirting with her. Then they see another beautiful girl, they start flirting with her. So I'm like that as an actor. I like to flirt with different kinds of roles. I like to flirt with different kinds of characters. Maybe, you know, sometimes I'm in the mood, I say, let's do a comedy film. And then sometimes I'm excited about doing an intense, powerful role. Sometimes I'm excited about doing a love story, a very soft film. You know, so for me, it's different kinds of roles that excite me. So I like to do some. People get confused. Is he going to play a hero? Is he going to play a villain? Is he going to play a lover boy? Is he going to play an action hero? So I like to play it all.
So if you weren't a movie star, what would you choose to be? Like a real estate guy, successful businessman?
Well, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that I'd want to be so much, because, you know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a scientist, and I wanted to find a cure for all diseases. And very noble thoughts and very fancy thoughts. Very
noble one.
But and that stayed with me for the longest time. But then I realized, being an actor, I can do it all. So tonight we're filming this is just after an event, and the event is in aid of cancer patients. And for the last 14 years now, I've been working with cancer patients through my foundation, One Foundation, and through Cancer Patients Aid Association. We've helped more than 250,000 children get free treatment, because they come from very poor backgrounds in India. And you know, the families are so poor that they sell everything they own. They sell their house, their farmland, and they come to Mumbai to try and hope that, you know, my child will survive. And chemotherapy is so expensive. So for 15 years now we've been doing this, and by the grace of Almighty, we've managed to save more than 250,000 children. And some of the kids were there tonight, and we gave them awards. We made them feel special.
Oh, wow.
There was one girl called Sahara.
Sahara.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's turned 14. And I was shooting, this was my first year as an actor. I was shooting for a film called Satya, a love story. And I got a call from one of the care workers that there's this little child who's got blood cancer. And she was not even 1 year old. She was a little baby, and I was holding her in my hands. You know, I came from shooting. After finishing shooting, I went to the hospital at around 11 o'clock at night. And I held her, and I saw this child, and I said, whatever it takes, we have to help her. We have to. I picked up the phone, I spoke to the doctors, and we did a whole bunch of you know, transplants for her, and we did you know, different treatments for her. And today, she's this healthy 14-year-old girl who was dancing on stage just now.
Oh my God.
So it gives me, so I've been blessed by God with a lot of awards, right? Whether it's the film fairs or the Z Cine Awards, or
I think the best
IFA
award
awards,
of helping those beautiful little child.
These are my living, breathing, alive awards.
Yeah, so true.
And I can't tell you the happiness it gives me. I've had, every year I celebrate my birthday with kids who have fought and survived cancer, who I call the conquerors, right? And other kids who are very unsure because they've been diagnosed and they don't know how to deal with it. Their hair's falling, you know, they're dealing with the whole trauma of what's happening to my body. Why am I getting all these needles in me and these medicines? You know, so when these kids come together and we have a big party, I celebrate every year my birthday like this, and they see the other kids, and the other kids talk to them, say that, you know, this happened to me and I'm okay now. And you should just see how the kids forget it.
The energy around when they all encourage each other to go through this.
Because the child's mother and father and uncle and aunt can tell him as much, that you'll be okay, you'll be fine, but he won't believe it. But when he sees a kid and another kid saying that this happened to me and I'm okay now, look, my hair's come back, and they just believe, they're like, okay, and they smile, you know. So for me, that's life. That's the beauty of life. You have
visited any countries in the Middle East?
Of course, all the time.
What is your favorite country?
Well, you know, most of the time that I've visited Dubai, because Dubai is such a popular destination to be at. You know, I want to go to Qatar. I've never been to Qatar. I actually want to see Saudi Arabia once. I want to go to Yemen. These are the countries that I want to see that I haven't seen. I want to see, you know, Abu Dhabi. I've just barely been in and out, and I want to go and see it properly sometime.
Not planning to visit Egypt anytime soon? You have a lot of fans there, and Morocco as well.
I definitely want to go to Egypt. You know, the funniest thing is that it's like a curse. Every time I've planned to go to Egypt,
really,
something's happened and I haven't been able to. And every time I want to go diving off Sharm el-Sheikh.
Sharm el-Sheikh, yeah, and Hurghada.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those two places are so beautiful. And the North Coast.
Also so beautiful.
Marrakesh, yes, so beautiful. We just recently attended the Marrakesh Film Festival.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
My movies show at the Marrakesh Film Festival all the time, but I haven't had a chance to go, but I will go. Yeah.
We'll see you there. What about the family part? How do you manage your life and family?
I have a beautiful wife.
Yeah, and the beautiful little baby. Children. 2
babies now.
2, okay, 2, mashallah.
Yeah, I keep her busy.
Okay.
So I've got a 3-year-old son. His name is Vivan Veer.
Vivan.
Yeah, and in Sanskrit, it translates to warrior of light.
Warrior of light. What a name.
Yeah.
Vivan. It's Vivan only.
So it's Vivan Veer.
Vivan Veer, okay.
And the reason I named him that, because I wanted him to be somebody who brings light into people's lives and removes darkness. And my princess is only 10 months old.
Hayati.
And she's amazing. She's just learning to say Dada. To me.
Dada.
And her name is Ameya Nirvana. Ameya means she who is limitless.
Do you have time to just work out?
Yeah, I do.
Go to the gym?
I really manage my time really well, yeah.
Wow, I really
have
love
a session of yoga every morning.
Okay.
I had a yoga session this morning. I don't train weights unless I need it for a film.
Yeah.
Because it tends to make me pretty stiff and heavy.
Okay.
So for Bank Chor, for example, I needed some big guns, so I went to the gym and pumped. But otherwise, just yoga.
You have a favorite sport?
Yeah, I play a lot of sports. I love playing tennis. That's one of my favorite sports to go and play. I love swimming, I love scuba diving, so a whole bunch of activities.
So what is your message for all your Arabic fans in the Middle East?
أنا بحبكم كتير. To all my fans who are watching Zee Aflam.
وبكده مشاهدينا الأعزاء نكون وصلنا لنهاية حلقة النهاردة، وما تنسوش تتابعونا على مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي الظاهرة أمامكم على الشاشة، وكمان حلقات القادمة كلها هتكون متسجلة من الهند لتغطية فعاليات زي سيني أوورد لعام 2016. وما تنسوش تتابعونا في كل الحلقات الجاية، لأن أنا كل حلقة محضرة لكم مفاجأة جديدة. بحبكم من الهند. نماستي.